James Kwak, Economism, Bad Economics and the Rise of Inequality. In the book, Economism, Bad Economics and the Rise of Inequality, James Kwak delves into the world of economism, an oversimplified ideology used to support the interests of the powerful. The author explores how economism has spread from academia to politics and media, creating inequality and dictating U.S. policy. Expect to encounter eye-opening revelations about how concepts like supply and demand, market equilibrium, and rational behavior serve to maintain control over the masses.
The Dangers of Economism. James Kwak's book reveals how economism, an oversimplified ideology, has been adopted by the powerful to dictate U.S. policy, resulting in inequalities. The book argues against the notion that certain economic theories can keep economies in balance, debunking the myth that Economics 101 likely taught you. Supported by experts, the book sheds light on the dangers of this ideology and provides resources for resisting it. A fun and engaging read, Kwak's book is a must-read for those seeking to understand how economism has spread from academia to politics to mass media. The harmful oversimplification in economics. Kwak's Economism reveals the harmful effects of oversimplified economic theories that result in inequality and keeps the wealthy in control. He argues that value judgments disguise themselves as objective facts in popular theories such as supply and demand, market equilibrium, incentives, rational behavior, and social welfare. According to Kwak, these theories ignore the complexity of economic issues and perpetuate the false belief that inequality reflects differences in intelligence, skill, and hard work. Ultimately, economism challenges readers to rethink their assumptions and consider a more nuanced understanding of economics. The Reign of Economic Elites. Kwak's book unveils a centuries-old practice of wealthy rulers manipulating the masses by concocting false messages. The book highlights how religious scholars in the 1700s rationalized the wealth of landowning nobles despite the severe poverty of peasants. Furthermore, Kwak points out that John D. Rockefeller and J.P. Morgan embraced social Darwinism to defend their prosperity while the masses suffered. The book further explores how public policy protected labor, but big business and the wealthy grew tired of regulations and high taxes, leading to the introduction of free market thinking in law schools and economics courses. The Fallacies of Economism. In Economism and the Economics of Power, James Kwak exposes the pervasiveness of economism in American politics and argues that it serves the interests of the wealthiest 1% rather than the public good. The book reveals that economism, which assumes the sole goal of social organization is to maximize material prosperity, influences public policy to the detriment of social and economic equality. Kwak illustrates how politicians, corporations, and media outlets promote economism to further their interests in ways that disproportionately benefit the top tier of wealth holders. The author debunks the myth that income inequality is a driving force of economic growth and exposes the self-serving nature of reducing taxes on the wealthy and cutting executive incentives. Kwak's book is a call to action for readers to reject economism and its fallacies and to demand economic policies that promote greater social and economic equality. The Fallacy of Economism. Economism's fallacious claims exposed by James Kwak in his book, Economism. Kwak highlights the disconnect between low taxes and increased productivity, and the negative impact of tax cuts on government revenue and inequality. He challenges the notion that free market competition reduces healthcare costs, and instead advocates for universal healthcare based on evidence from successful systems in other countries. Demystifying Economics for Everyone. In his book, Kwak argues that free markets fail, and equality erodes despite economism claims. He suggests teaching Economics 101 by placing emphasis on economic history, institutions, behavioral economics, common market failures, and empirical models along with democratic values. Kwak's book aims to demystify economics and expose how economism's falsehoods affect everyone. His incisive and readable treatise is ideal for those interested in exploring modern economic thought and is accessible to readers with little knowledge or understanding of economic theory.
Kwak leaves readers with an understanding of how economism leads to the perpetuation of inequality and control. By unveiling the truth behind key economic theories, the author reveals how power and money drive economism at the expense of ordinary families. Kwak emphasizes the importance of teaching a more accurate and inclusive Economics 101, focused on democratic values and equity, rather than the distorted visions promoted by economism.